Hey, welcome to Graphic Policy Television GPTV. I'm Brett, and my hands is Until My Knuckles Bleed number 3, wrapping up the series from Victor Santos, published by Behemoth and their Happy Tank imprint. Alright, so the series is about this guy named Gabin, who is kind of like a superhero in the 90s, very, over-the-top 90s superheroes are. He's kind of fallen on tougher times in recent years. He's a bouncer at a strip club, and kind of going through a little bit of a midlife crisis. The strip club closes rather quickly. The strippers are clearly kidnapped to be probably sold off as slaves, which sets him off to go right some wrongs and free the captured women. So the second issue kind of pivoted things where it was, alright, so first issue was really about him kind of having this midlife crisis. Second issue was him, the clear issue kind of coming up and him, taking off to go free the girls. Issue 3 is all the fights and, of course, the conclusion. Nice, simple 3-issue series. And it's not bad. There's something very Sin City about it in story and style. I mean, Victor Santos's style is very distinct. He's got a really great art style. I love his work. Polar would be something else he's worked on that is absolutely fantastic if you've never read it. But the style does remind me a lot of like that Frank Miller Sin City, or maybe even Sienkiewicz's style a little bit. And these are all good things. These are kind of a look that I do enjoy, and it works really well with the subject and what's going on. The story itself gets kind of interesting in the third one. The first one I praised a lot. I said I could relate to a lot. This is a middle-aged guy who's kind of sit there and taking kind of look at his life and being like, well, this is not quite what I was expecting, and, wondering about different times and all that. Like, totally normal. I think everyone does this. The second issue pivots, and it's, that action. We kind of get the direction from there. It wasn't really so much about this guy trying to figure out his life. What's interesting is the third issue kind of brings those things together. I'm not going to say who, but there's someone who makes a comment about him, to him about, like, oh, did you get your midlife crisis out of your system type of thing, which makes me feel better about that first issue because it's exactly kind of how I read it. It's not bad. I think all three together work really, really well, and there's a trade coming relatively soon, I believe, that collects them and is a fun read. Like, if you are a fan of Sin City, if you like Santos's art style, it's all entertaining. I think it definitely comes together quite well, and reading it all together works really well. It's violent punching. I mean, this is really kind of all about Santos's art here. The writing's not too deep on this one. It's running around and kicking people's butts. We're going to just kind of ended it right there with art. We don't want to spoil everything. So, I mean, it's just action, him trying to free these girls, and that's about it. It doesn't get too much more deep than that. So, I mean, overall, it's a fine conclusion for the series. The art, I think, is great. It's Santos' style. The comic I think is really interesting, and it has a little bit more depth than probably than just its surface level. But overall, as a fan of Victor Santos, I was quite happy with it. This has been out in comic shops for a little bit now. You can go get it. We got a link beneath this video. Put in your zip code. It'll tell all the shops near you. No shop, no problem. We'll have some links where you can purchase your own. They'll likely be affiliate links, so we do get a small percentage. And by doing that, you'll support our site, though. So thank you. Just watching our videos support us, so thank you so much for that. As always, if you're into comics, check us out every single day at graphicpolicy.com. We're on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Tumblr, all at Graphic Policy, keeping it nice and consistent. So until next time, keep reading those comics, and keep it geeky. Hey, thanks for watching the previous video from Graphic Policy Television. Just by watching, you help support our site. Thank you so much. Now, if you're watching these videos, you probably care about geeky things like movies, television, comic books, toys, games, video games, you name it. You can go and subscribe right now to our YouTube channel to stay in touch and catch all the new videos, or check out our website at graphicpolicy.com. There's a nice link on this end of the video. But as always, thank you for watching. Keep on rocking and keep it geeky.